Happy holidays again, everybody. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on YouTube and NoDQ.com. Thank you all for watching during this festive season. I know it's cold outside for most of you, so I'm glad you're enjoying being indoors with me and listening to my wonderful opinions. Today's topic comes from PokerFreak129 on YouTube. Thank you for the question, my friend. Hey, Jeff, what are your thoughts on WWE bringing back Tough Enough? Do you think it will do well? I kind of went back and forth on this before I turned on the camera today, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if today's environment is suited for Tough Enough, I guess is the best way I can put it. Tough Enough was popular in a time where the WWF, at the time, the WWE, of course, was, able to spread itself thin enough where they had, a Tough Enough series. And I think that nowadays, especially with the proliferation of NXT and, calling those guys up as it is, do they really need to have a casting call where they need to include more talent that they can't afford to keep around? I mean, let's be honest here. They've got so many people on the main roster. They've got so many people in FCW that, they don't know what to do with themselves. They keep calling these NXT guys to come up from Florida to appear on that show, and then they hire most of them, and then a lot of people get thrown by the wayside. They had their spring cleaning in the fall this year. They fired like 6 or 7 people. They fired most of the writing staff. It's like, it's ridiculous to think that they would need to have a Tough Enough at this point to bring in more people when they can barely do stuff with the people they have. Looking back when they had Tough Enough originally, the roster was still huge. The roster was huge back then because they had the inclusion of the WCW and the ECW guys. So for them to, even create a show like that in the first place where they had potentially, 1 or 2 people extra coming in to hire and find storylines for, the only Tough Enough stands out for me is the fact that it was Maven's, rise to ascension. Maven did well for himself for the most part. Nydia was horrible and didn't last very long. Poor Chris Nowinski got a concussion, and he's been out since. The biggest money-making Tough Enough winner to date has been John Morrison, who was John Hine again when he did Tough Enough. That was his real name. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, the Shaman of Sexy, the Friday Night Delight, whatever you want, Monday Night Delight, whatever you want to call him. He's been the most prolific Tough Enough champion to make a name for himself. However, the biggest Tough Enough competitor to make an impact, period, not just winner, but anybody on Tough Enough, in my opinion, has been The Miz. The Miz started out on Tough Enough and the $1 Million Tough Enough. He lost to Daniel Puder in the finals, but he impressed WWE enough where they signed him. He ended up working in the Indies for a while. He worked his way up, as I mentioned when I talked about him winning the title a few shows ago. He worked his way up the ladder. He has been the most high-profile Tough Enough competitor on WWE television since the advent of Tough Enough back in 2001 and 2002. Nobody has made more of an impact from Tough Enough than The Miz. Nobody. And, I don't think that anybody at this point will make that kind of impact from Tough Enough. I don't think that bringing back Tough Enough is a good idea. What channel are they going to put it on? What time of day are they going to put it on? Are they going to make it another WWE.com show? Quite frankly, WWE.com has enough content to go around. You want to express an opinion there, dude? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Edge Bear with his opinions on Tough Enough.
Jeff, as usual, you failed to do your research, because if you did, you would know that car is annoying, just like you. But also,
yes,
you would know that Tough Enough is going to be on the USA Network.
Really?
Yes.
Have they given a time and day for that yet?
Not yet, but stay tuned to NoDQ.com for more details.
Okay, good. He's doing his job today. Good job, Bear. Good job. Okay. All right. Well, then my mistake. It's going to be on USA, which USA needs much more shows. They've got enough to go around as it is, but whatever. I guess WWE wants to have more content on USA. Maybe they'll take AM Raw out from 2 a.m. and put Tough Enough in a different slot there and get rid of AM Raw, because AM Raw is the most useless thing I've ever seen. And if anybody's up at 2 o'clock watching wrestling, they're either insomniac or they're more obsessed than me. And that's saying something. Anyway, hope you guys appreciate my opinions on Tough Enough. Hope you appreciate the Edge Bear's opinions on Tough Enough, because Lord knows he got this one right. And what do you guys think? And for those of you asking about the certain man in red, he may be making an appearance before too long on this show, so stay tuned for the return of Santa Claus here on Talk Wrestling. We'll see you next time.
When was the last time you took a shower?